morning, Miramar, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. And with us right here in Miramar this morning is Anthony Collins. He is our very own Director of Public Works for the City of Miramar, as well as Kevin Hart, the District Director of the South Broward Drainage District. And we know that we always want to keep the streets safe and, without water being in them. So we'll talk about the drainage issues and how those are affecting the City of Miramar streets. But first, we want to ask Anthony. First of all, Anthony, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Public Works. I know people see that. They see the PW on people's shirts, and they're like, well, what does Public Works do? Pretty much you guys do everything. Tell us about it.
Good morning, and thanks for the opportunity to provide the residents with an insight as to what Public Works does on a day-to-day basis. As the name suggests, Public Works, we're here to provide a service to the public. We're having direct responsibility for our roads, our drainage system, our building maintenance, our fleet, our transit. Public Works has a very wide and a very diverse range of services that we have. One of our core functions is also to ensure that the city right-of-ways are kept in a very aesthetically pleasing appearance. We're also responsible for the solid waste program, garbage collection. We're responsible for the administration of various departments or division within Public Works. We have a administrative department that does work closely with the HR department. So Public Works is really a very diverse and a very wide range of services that we provide here in the City of Miramar.
It's not just fixing potholes on Miramar Parkway, right?
Oh, certainly not. It goes way beyond that. That may be some of the more frequent requests that we get for pothole repair, sidewalk repairs, and so forth. But Public Works will do a lot of work behind the scene. We, assist our internal customers with their everyday needs as it relates to building maintenance. We're responsible for the facilities, air condition, the heating, electrical. Street light is also part of Public Works responsibility. So, like I said before, we have a very diverse and a very wide range of services that we provide.
Right. And right now, there is a great connection going on with the South Broward Drainage District, and that's where Kevin Hart comes in. Kevin, welcome to the show. First of all, tell us a little bit about the South Broward Drainage District. Did not know it existed.
Okay. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, South Broward Drainage District, we're what's known as a independent special taxing district. And our district is actually the largest special purpose drainage district in Broward County. We cover a jurisdictional area of about 73 square miles. We're in the southwest corner of Broward County, as the name suggests. Our boundaries run all the way on the north end to Griffin Road, on the south end to the Miami-Dade Broward County line, from US 27 on the west and as far east as University Drive and a little bit beyond. For the City of Miramar, we cover the area from University Drive all the way east to US 27. And our service, the services that we provide are basically flood protection and drainage. We work very closely with the city in providing those services. And we manage canals and waterways and things like that to help improve drainage for the city.
Now, believe it or not, Kevin, I know a lot of people, first of all, they move to Miramar because they love it, but also thinking that they're so far west that, oh, we won't have the drainage issues, or if storms come, we'll be fine. What you have shown us or told us is that that's not necessarily the case, because it seems like these tropical storms are creating more havoc than they normally do.
That's true. We're starting to see some changes in weather patterns. That's not unique to just South Florida. They're seeing it across the country. And I was mentioning before, just in the past 4 years, we've registered the highest rainfall totals that we've seen. We had a record in 2017 rainfall, and then we eclipsed that by quite a bit this year in 2020. So we are seeing more rainfall. We're seeing some impacts from the king tides and climate change as far inlet as the city of Miramar. So those are some of the issues that we need to deal with when it comes to drainage and flood protection.
And so back to Anthony now, when these events happen, how are you working with the South Broward Drainage District to make sure that the streets of Miramar aren't flooded, that people can get past when they're driving through University and Douglas Road and all of that?
Well, we work very closely with the district. We're in constant communication with the district. Before a storm event, the city has a stormwater crew and a stormwater program where we go around and do inspection of our drainage infrastructure. Over the years, we have identified some areas of the city that are more prone or more vulnerable to street flooding in the event of a rain event. So what we do prior to a storm coming through, we go around and we check all our manholes or catch basins, make sure that they're free of any debris. We also monitor our canal, make sure that there are no blockages at the outfall location. So we have a very robust program where we do a thorough inspection of our structures and our infrastructure to make sure that whenever it rains, there is no blockages that could lead to flooding. Suffice to say, there are section of the city that, based on what the design criteria was back in the day when the city was developed, it poses unique challenges. And the city is in the process right now of implementing drainage projects, CIP projects in those locations to address some of those flooding issues.
Yeah. And those capital improvement projects, of course, will end up benefiting all of the residents of Miramar. Kevin, I know that this year has been just crazy when it came to storms. I mean, we were, I think in the M's of, a whole different system calling, because we went through all the names of the hurricanes. So are we expecting more of this? Will this change for us as far as Miramar residents and City of Miramar people? Will this be something that we're just going to have to get used to every year now?
Well, we're always prepared for worst case. So South Florida is prone to heavy rain. We're in Hurricane Alley. So hurricane season starts June 1st, and South Broward Drainage District, the City of Miramar, that's what we do. We prepare for these kind of storms. Like you said, 2020 was an unbelievable year when it came to rainfall and storms. We had record rainfall. Like I said, we had a big storm right at the beginning of the year in May over Memorial Day, and then Tropical Storm Eta that hit right in the beginning of November. That was on top of record rainfall we got in the month of October. So those were some big challenges. And fortunately, the systems that are in place did their job and helped protect homes from flooding here in the city.
Well, we certainly appreciate both of you coming on today, and hopefully we will not have 2021 will be anything like 2020. We want it to be totally different in all ways, but definitely when it comes to storms and drainage. And I know before we go, Anthony, that there are lots of CIP, capital improvement projects, that are happening on the historic side of Miramar, the east side of University. Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm sure that the drainage system, like you said, the city is 65 years old, I believe, or more, and where you start and where you finish are totally different. But then I'm sure the Everglades have their issues as well, the people that are out west, far west.
So the city has recognized these challenges over time, and a program has been developed to address those challenges. Probably about 8 years ago, the city went in and kind of divide up the east side of the city into different phases. It's a very large area, east of University all the way to 441, south of Pembroke Road all the way to County Line Road. So that area, that basin, what we call the basin area, was divided up into different phases. We have a total of 6 phases. Right now, we have just completed phase 3, and we are in the process of acquiring a loan through the state revolving loan program to address the drainage concern in phase 4. Phase 4 is an area south of Miramar Parkway between 64th and the Turnpike all the way down to County Line Road. Right now we are finalizing the design, and like I said, we're in the process of acquiring the loan. The construction of that project is scheduled, all goes well, sometime mid 2021, towards the latter part of 2021. That project which seeks to address the drainage concern within that area, and also to address, to a lesser extent, some of the sanitary issue that's there. Because when you go in and you do a drainage project, sometimes there are sanitary lines or water lines that might be impacted. Then we'll just use the opportunity to upgrade those infrastructure as well. But the primary project there is drainage. There's also going to be some roadway improvement in terms of re-asphalting of some of the roadway. As you go in and you do your construction, then some of the right-of-ways and some of the roadways will be impacted. But what I would like to also share with the public is the fact that we're partnering with the community, and the community house also has a responsibility to ensure that once we come in and we implement these improvements, then they also have a responsibility to ensure that they do their part in terms of preserving the infrastructure. For example, a lot of the areas along the roadway, adjacent to the roadway that we describe as a swale area, grassy area, a lot of the residents doesn't recognize the importance of keeping that area clean and not to park the vehicle into that area, because that's the area that the water runs from the road, run into that area, and then it percolates down into the ground below. So we're gonna be implementing a public awareness campaign. So let the residents become aware of the importance of preserving those green space, and also to advise them of the need to control their litter, because litter that gets onto the street finds its way into the drainage system. Then when that happens, it reduces the capacity of the system to operate in the way it was designed. So we're looking forward to forging a partnership with the community as we move into phase 4 of the drainage project.
All right. And Kevin, just one more question before I let you guys go. Where does all that water go when we have those storms? Like, I know the ground can't soak it all up. Where does it go?
That's a good question. Well, first and foremost, it will drain into the lake systems. Many of the communities, especially some of the newer communities, will have a centralized lake or water body, canals, things like that. And that is really the primary source of flood protection for a community, are those lakes and water bodies, the swale areas that Director Collins mentioned. So that's the first place that the water goes. Then from there, it flows into the canal system that South Broward operates and maintains. Those are the primary canals. You might see them along University, along Palm Avenue, Flamingo Road. So the water then flows into there. And then we have the district pump stations that we pump that water into the C9 canal, which is a state managed canal. This is the canal that runs along the border of Miami-Dade, Broward County. So it's called a 3-tier system. The neighborhood lakes into our canals and then into the main canal. And that C9 canal actually flows by gravity all the way to the intercoastal and the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
So that's how the water moves about and provides that flood protection that we talked about.
Well, if anyone wants more information on public works for the city of Miramar, or even about the South Broward Drainage District, they can always go to our website, MiramarFL.gov, and click on public works. And if they want more information on your organization, Kevin, the South Broward Drainage District, how can they get that?
They can get onto our website. It's sbdd.org. SBDD for South Broward Drainage District.org.
Y'all made it easy. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Anthony Collins, Director of Public Works for the City of Miramar. Also, Kevin Hart, the District Director of the South Broward Drainage District, just giving us some information on what the city is doing to improve our drainage system, to make sure that we don't have floodwaters in our streets of Miramar, because these rains are coming. They are not stopping. And so hopefully, as we said before, in 2021, we won't have as active of a year as we had this year, and we can only hope for the best. So thank you guys so much for coming on today. And remember to check us out again on all of our social media at City of Miramar on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thank you for watching Good Morning Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. We'll see you next time.